Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Living Room Live. I almost did the breathing thing.
I know.
I almost was just like, wrong show. This is Living Room Live. This is where we just hang out and answer questions that either you have in the chat or we find on Google. I'm looking over there again. I need to shut that off. Seriously, I need to put like a blanket over the screen so I look at the camera. It's such a weird thing to look at the camera.
It is a weird thing.
That's like one of the reasons.
It's like there's people on there. So
Yeah, us.
Right, but it feels like
Yeah, it kind of feels like you're looking at people.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true. You could pretend that that's like an eye.
That's creepy. Maybe like a little person.
It is a little creepy. Especially with all the technology we have nowadays. Who knows? I mean, Sony, they want to look in on us.
That's so creepy.
So they could be right now.
Well, that little light's on there, so they could be looking at us from the computer.
That's true. That's true. We were just talking about that. Were we talking about that on
podcast?
Okay, on the podcast we were talking about that. Yeah. I still didn't look that up, so I still don't really know.
It might be better that we don't know.
Yeah, it's probably better that we don't know.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
So I have some questions. If there's no question.
Yeah, we'll see if people jump on, but shoot away.
Okay, so what emotion do you experience the most?
My first thought was anger, but I don't know why. I don't know why, like, that was the first emotion that came to my mind.
Oh, maybe that's true.
Maybe
and
I'm
it's
just
something we need to work through.
Yeah, maybe I'm just angry.
Well,
No, at first I thought anger, and then I thought frustration. Probably
maybe the
because
frustration's leading to the anger.
Yeah. But I think that's just because of kids.
Yeah.
I think I just feel frustrated a lot.
Yeah. I do feel frustrated a lot. I do feel angry a lot, actually. That was like the first one that like flew through my mind when I read that question.
Yeah. And I'm not happy about it. Like,
no.
That's the thing. That's the first one that came to mind, and then I was like, ew.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want that to be the first emotion that comes to mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think in general, for me, I mean, when we're talking about sometimes my kids frustrate me, and and I don't want to be angry all the time. But I think I feel like I'm a pretty joyful person. Like, for the most part, like throughout my day, I'm pretty joyful. Like, I'm not bored. I'm not sad. I don't
know if I'm joyful. I know I'm pretty content. That's not really an emotion, right? I guess it could be.
I don't know. That's a good question, actually. I don't know. I think content is like a way of being.
Yeah.
Not really an emotion.
Well, I don't feel like super high or super low. I just kind of feel static.
Okay.
Most of the time.
Okay.
But like on the joyful side of the fence.
Right.
A little bit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. Good question.
Yeah.
So anger was your first one too?
The first one that flew through my head.
Oh man, we're just an angry couple.
I think it's probably mostly just the frustration that makes us feel a little tense.
Well, and we just came from a hectic bedtime scenario.
Just kind of like crazy in general. And yesterday.
Well, it was just busy. It was busy, and then we wrapped it up pretty good though. The kids had like a good dinner. They had like a cool dessert.
We had fun until
we watched some Star Wars.
Until we turned the TV off.
Yeah, and then the TV went off, and
wasn't so nice.
Then it wasn't so nice. Then it was kids rolling on the floor.
We found out the kids were still starving.
Oh yeah.
After 11 chicken nuggets and sauce and ice cream, there was one child that was still really hungry.
All of a sudden, I feel hunger again. Yeah.
That was kind of funny and frustrating.
Yeah, that'll make you frustrated.
Yeah. Okay, so I have another one.
All right.
What embarrasses you the most in front of other people? And yeah, embarrasses.
I think usually what embarrasses me is else's actions.
I know. I hate that about you. I mean, not.
The anger.
That sounded really bad. I hate that is the way that is. No, because I'm like, I don't want to do something that would make you feel embarrassed, because I do a lot of things that probably would make people feel embarrassed.
Oh no.
Am I making you embarrassed right now?
No, I'm not embarrassed.
Okay.
No.
Good.
But there are times when, like, you know, a parent would do something, or you would do something, or our kids would do something.
Yeah.
You know, and I have I think it's probably, maybe it's an insecurity thing, but like I like to project like a certain level of, I guess, perfection.
Yeah.
Like on how I'm speaking, on how I'm acting, on just kind of the situation that we're in. Like I want people to believe that everything's under control.
That's interesting, yeah.
So if other people that I'm associated with are like in any way, I don't know, screwing that up, then it like,
that's interesting.
It gets to me. Like,
and I think I knew that, but I don't think we ever talked about it.
Well, it's interesting because like it won't actually like come out in like a real,
like no one else would know.
Yeah. It's something that would be internal. Like I would never be like, you're embarrassing me.
Right.
Like I'm not like that, but it would affect me.
Right. I feel like I've noticed that though.
Oh, so maybe I just showed on my face.
Right, because it probably was me the one embarrassing you. So I feel like I've noticed before. But so I'm not like that at all. Like I'm not easily embarrassed by what other people do.
Yeah.
But like I feel stupid a lot of times. So like I get embarrassed. I mean, like the first one that comes to my mind, like if I were to fart, that would make me feel super embarrassed.
But you know what's funny? Like that one doesn't bother me.
That's because you're a guy.
Well, what does that mean?
I don't know.
Do girls fart together?
No.
No?
No.
Oh, I thought like when girls get together, they like...
What?
Well, I don't mean like you try. Like, I don't mean like you... I don't mean like you sit around and be like, okay, you go.
Do you do that?
Well, because... I mean,
do
that
guys do that?
No, guys don't do that.
That's so weird. You guys
but it
gotta
just
poop
comes
your
naturally.
pants.
It's just a part of our hangout. But
That's really funny.
I thought if you're in like the company of girlfriends, like you're more comfortable.
Well, yeah, if you were
people.
to fart like just with your close girlfriends, I mean, it still isn't like optimal, but you're not going to be like torn down, you know, like it's just going to be, well, you know, you'll all laugh, but it's still not something you want to do.
Yeah.
And it's not something you would just like carelessly do.
Right.
Because you're with them.
Okay. That's good to know.
And not because like we think it's like a bad thing. You just don't want to be that one who's farting. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so that, and then also like I feel like I'm not like super intelligent, so sometimes that's embarrassing when like I feel like I don't know something that everyone else knows.
But now you're homeschooling.
So now I'm going to learn.
So now you're going to learn.
I'm already learning stuff in
again.
kindergarten. So.
Yeah. You're learning stuff that I don't know. You're learning stuff that most people don't know.
Tessellation. Do you know what tessellation is?
Yeah. Tessellation. Look it up.
Yeah.
What does tessellation mean?
It means objects that can fit together perfectly. So like squares, triangles, and hexagons can tessellate.
But no other shape, right?
Circles can't tessellate because if you shove them together, there's still gaps.
Right.
So like I don't know. I didn't look this up because it like wasn't in the curriculum. But like I would think rectangles tessellate. Maybe not if they fall in a different position. Maybe that's what they mean. In whatever position they fall, it can like sit together easily.
Well, because it all needs to form into like a greater shape.
Right.
Right. When it connects.
Well, it just all fits together nicely. Like you can just keep adding.
Like,
you can just keep adding to it.
Yeah.
And it all fits together.
Yeah, that's such an interesting. I did not learn that in school.
Yeah.
So that's such an interesting thing. Maybe because
maybe you learned it and you just don't remember. No, that was actually science.
Oh,
Because
okay.
they were teaching you why, I mean, it all kind of goes together, but they were teaching you why bees make honeycomb in hexagons and not like circles.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Oh yeah, he's learning about bees right now.
Yeah. So,
Bees are awesome.
so yeah, that's what would embarrass. That would be what embarrasses me. Yeah. And also, it's like it to know that about you, like stresses me out a little bit, because I'm like, oh boy. Sorry.
Yeah.
Probably embarrass you a lot.
No, it doesn't. No, see, like that's the weird thing.
But that's probably not a good thing.
I would have
though,
to.
that you're
I would have to
embarrassed
think about.
by me.
Nah. No, I was gonna say I'm used to you. That's not. That
I'm
is
used
not
to
what I
being
meant
embarrassed by you.
No, that is not what I meant to say. But like, I don't think I was ever embarrassed by you. I think I definitely had to get used to different quirks.
Yeah.
But like, I think they are quirks. I don't think they're like weird, like out of the ordinary social norms. Like you're not doing some weird action or something like that.
Right.
It's just like a personality thing.
Except when I'm just super awkward.
You are awkward. Okay. That still doesn't embarrass me. So
I hate
I
it
would
when
have
I'm
to,
awkward. I can't help it sometimes. It's
Oh, no,
usually,
no.
It's usually when I'm trying
I
to
found
be
one.
like not.
I found one. All right. So one of the things that Brittany is terrible at is talking on the phone. She gets in this weird, like, high pitched, like, and she like runs,
That's
like she sounds like she's out of breath.
Because I kinda am.
Yeah, you're just.
You can't tell what the other person, like I can't feel them. I can't gauge what they're thinking.
Yeah, but you do that in person too.
Do I do that in person? Oh, well, if it's
Sometimes.
with a person I don't know well.
Right. If you're like trying to speak to a new person.
I am not an outgoing person. Okay, so for many people, you probably think I am an outgoing person because I push myself to be kind and inviting and welcoming, even though people probably want to run away from me. But, like, I try. Yeah. I try. But I would much rather let you speak or someone else speak.
Yeah.
Especially when someone starts a conversation with me, that might make it easier, but if I just have to start it with them, then I'm just I'm really panicking inside. I'm panicking because I'm like, what the crap do I say next? How do I engage this person?
Are your hands sweating right now?
No, they're not. They're
Oh,
not.
that's good.
They were the first time though.
Yeah. That's good.
Okay.
All right.
So, that's that. Let's skip that one. I don't know an answer to that one. Who has influenced you the most? That's a good one.
Who has influenced me the most?
I feel like we could say a couple people, right? Who has influenced you the most? Okay, well, I can go first for that one.
All right, you go first.
I mean, I feel like that's a loaded question. So, of course, your parents influenced you a lot. They raised you. So
yeah.
I think my parents did a pretty good job. So they influenced me a lot in a positive way. I think you have influenced me a lot. I've changed so much. I mean, that's also, I feel like God's grace, like putting the right people in your life to help people shape definitely. You.
Yeah.
But you have also influenced me in a positive way. Yeah, there's so much I could say on that. And then I also think of Andrea. I feel like I've learned so much from her.
Yeah.
And like been encouraged by her and your mom. Yeah.
You've had like really good definable like stepping stones like for people in your life.
That's
like
true.
You kind of had like your parents were like very foundational. I was your opener upper.
yeah, that's true.
I helped you
crack my
shell.
shell.
I loosed your tongue. Helped you talk. Open up.
That's true.
And then Andrea's really like helped push you like into and finding out things about yourself that like, oh, I can lead in this way,
Right.
or I can organize, or I
like
can,
she
so many
just her
different
example though too. Like I feel like your mom and Andrea, I feel like I've just their example of
Yeah.
actually living out what they believe and them actually doing it for real in a very tangible way has been really encouraging. And then just to learn from them and see how they deal with things, and yeah, I've learned a lot from them.
Yeah, I would say my parents. I definitely have learned the most from them. It's hard to pinpoint other people because I follow so many different people. I've read so many different books.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to kind of like I think of like a C.S. Lewis. Like, but the reason I think of him is not just for like I definitely have read some of his more intellectual writings, but then the Chronicles of Narnia, which is like just a fantasy story, like really got me through a hard patch, and I learned a lot through it, which is really weird because it's just a story. But
I think that's probably like God though too, speaking through that story
yeah,
and teaching you.
yeah, it's weird. It's weird just because it was a hard time in my life, and then I had never read any of those books, and this was like, and I was a teenager.
How many books are there? There's a lot.
There's
Isn't there like 8 or 10 or something?
no, I think there's just like I can't remember how many.
I think there's like around 8.
Maybe no, it's less than that because it's like Magician's Nephew, Lion the Witch and the Wardrobe, Horse and His Boy, Silver Chair, I Miss Prince Caspian, The Last Battle. So maybe 6.
Okay.
Trying to think if there's any others.
I remember my Aunt Christine got me all those books. I don't know how many of them I got through, but I remember it because she like got me all of them. So it came in like a thing like this, and I remember there being like, I mean, I can't remember exactly, but around 7. Yeah.
I had like the full thing.
Oh,
like just the
wow.
thick book, so you just keep going. It was pretty awesome.
That's cool. I feel
was
like that
pretty
would have been
awesome.
overwhelming for me at that time.
Yeah.
I'd be like, what?
Yeah.
I can't read that.
Well, you know what's interesting about those books too was like that really fueled my passions for Lord of the Rings, for other fantasy, and then just kind of trickled into more intellectual writings, more intellectual
that's interesting.
like ideas, which led me to different people that I've watched interviews with, that I've listened to lectures from.
Right.
So it really kind of like a snowball effect propelled me down a path that I've really just learned from so many different people.
Well, yeah, you listen to stuff all the time.
You know what's weird though?
But
I've never really had like where you put somebody on like a pedestal. Like I've never had that.
What do you mean, like in a good
part of
way
my-
or a bad way?
No,
Because
like
that could
in
be
a
like not maybe a good thing.
no, yeah, and that's what I mean. Like I've never really had an issue with like idolizing anybody.
Okay, that's a good thing.
So like even bands that I used to never know the names of the members. Like I might know like one.
Like on purpose or just happened to be that way?
It just was always that way. Like I really loved the band itself. Like so I would promote them, and then I would know like their songs and the content that they were bringing out, but I would never care that much about like the people that were in it. Which is like I feel like that's a very common thing that like people like know. I think of like Green Day. All my friends used to know like all the band members to like Green Day.
Okay.
I still don't know who the
Right.
lead singer of Green Day is.
Yeah.
I watched a documentary on him.
Yeah.
I still don't remember the name of the lead singer, but like I never had that sort of bone in my body. Like I've always been a type of person that just is taking in
Right.
stuff that I feel is good, and like I'll attribute praise to like the thing
Mm-hmm.
and like tell everybody about it. But like I've never, and maybe this is a good thing, like I've never really been like a fan
Right.
of anyone.
Yeah.
Like I've definitely followed people like well,
Right. Right.
but like I've never been a fan
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah. No, I mean that makes
I don't
sense. I will say I'm the same way with like the more of the famous people. I don't know much about them, but like when it comes to like people I actually know, like I wouldn't say I put them on a pedestal because I know they're still human and like I can see mistakes, because we all have them, but like I still love it that I can look up to them to see like, okay, like certain things aren't impossible, like certain hard things aren't impossible to do,
Right.
you know, like
And
we,
there's
like we
something-
can walk out our faith in
I think
real
there's
life.
something good about that too. Like I would say on the flip side, like on a negative side, I struggle to respect anyone.
Mm.
So that might be another reason why I don't really put anybody on a pedestal, because like maybe because there's definitely been like a few, like I think of Switchfoot's lead singer John Foreman. I like a lot of what he says, like off the stage.
Right.
You know, like some of the stuff he's written, some of the stuff he's just spoken about. Like I really respect him. But like I know.
I didn't know his name was John.
Oh really?
Of Switchfoot?
Yeah. What'd you think his name was?
Oh, I didn't know. I just didn't know it was that. I didn't know it was John.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I think it's Jon.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not proper John. But at the same time, like I know we don't see eye to eye on every issue, and that's fine. I don't
Right.
have issues with that. But at the same time, like I'm not idolizing them to the point where like I form my ideologies and my stances on
right.
things based on like what my favorite
Right.
lead singer
Right.
would say.
But
You know what I
you
mean?
can still like look up to someone and not put them on a pedestal. I don't
Right.
know. Like you can still look up to someone and I don't know.
And
I think the purpose for me of like looking, if you
And I
wanna-
do from a more like practical point.
Okay. Yeah.
But I kind
yeah.
of remove, and this kind of sounds bad now that I say it, but like I kind of remove the person, like the individual, from just their life. If that makes sense. Like I'm watching their life and seeing if I can like glean any advice or glean any,
Right.
you know,
No, I know exactly. I know what you
you know
mean.
what I mean? Like
You're
take
almost
the
like
good
taking
stuff
the
from 'em.
strategy that they used on their life and seeing if how they got there and how they used
Yeah.
that strategy and if you
I mean,
can
even
gain
like-
anything from it.
Even what we're doing right now, like doing these live sessions, like I really took that from Timcast. You know, because like he said something in one of his shows. Tim Pool, he's a good YouTuber to follow. You know, from one of his shows, he said like, yeah, we just started this show because after 8:00 we would just be sitting around doing this anyway.
Yeah.
So he just was like, hey, why don't we just get some cameras and some mics
That's a
and
cool
just
idea.
do a show?
I don't think I heard him say that.
Now he's a workaholic. Don't get me wrong. He does
yeah.
Monday through Friday, 8 to 10. No.
Oh, and that's just the nighttime.
Yeah, it's just the nighttime. He works all day.
He wakes
also.
what did he say? He wakes up at like
He wakes up at like, I don't know, 6 or...
yeah, he wakes up early and then he just starts working. He like as soon as he wakes up, he said he grabs his phone and he starts like
Yeah, he does news stuff, so he has to like see what the news is and
it's amazing.
check his articles and all that type of stuff. But yeah, I mean, I loved what he said though. You know, we would be having these conversations anyway.
Yeah.
Why don't we just put some mics in front of our face and
Yeah.
you know, make a show out of it?
And a lot of people are able to listen to him at that time, I would think.
right.
I would think that's a good time
Yeah.
for him, you know.
And we'll see. Yeah, with this show, like we don't have a lot of people watching right now, so like we're just making it a fun ask my wife and husband random question show. But
Yeah.
but one day, maybe we'll learn. We'll do it a different day or different time or
Yeah.
whatever.
Maybe we can do some songs if people want songs.
Yeah, we can do songs.
I'd be into that. So we did who has influenced you the most. Okay. What has been your best moment this year so far? What has been your best moment this year so far? That's an interesting question.
Best moment this year so far. That's hard.
That is hard.
I feel like there's been like a lot of really good things this year.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm like.
That kind of sounds terrible. We talked about that in the podcast too. The last podcast, episode 16, we were like focusing on gratitude, and we were just like, there's so many good things happening, not directly to us, but just with people we know and situations around us. A lot of good things happening at our church, at the school that is at that same building.
I mean, I would guess it is a difficult question because it's not really my best moment. And I talked about this in the podcast, but I'll say it again because it's been the best. It's just kind of, I feel like this year I've learned a lot about God's sovereignty and his hand, and just being faithful and obedient. Like he's got it. He's got it in his hands. He's working it out. And I'm just super thankful. And so I think from all that I've learned in that, I think I'm just really thankful for just my family and for like our healthy relationships and for our health. And yeah, I'm just very thankful. I don't know if that answers that question well, but I feel like it's an accumulation of like, that's my best
Well, I think
moment.
like just to keep it vague, just so we're not dumping too personal stuff on here, but like we've definitely learned that like one, if you feel like you should do something that's good, go forward with it. And if it's not what you're supposed to be doing,
just keep praying.
We really,
God will.
we prayed and we found out that God worked it out in a different way.
Yeah.
And that's what we were praying for.
Yeah.
We were basically like, we'll go forward. We'll try to do this thing. If you can do it a better way, that'd be great.
Right.
Yeah. And he did.
Yeah.
He really worked it out in a way that we didn't see coming, and it was awesome.
Yeah, praise God.
So also teleworking.
Yes, that's been amazing.
I think like the moment I found out that I was teleworking, I wasn't too excited at first. Just because I didn't mind going into the office. Like it wasn't a hassle. But yeah, over these past how many months? 8 months?
It's been a lot of months.
7 months maybe. I think it was maybe only like 7 months of teleworking. It's just been crazy. Like it's so cool to be home with your kids. It's so cool to I've worked out so much more than
that's true.
I
forgot about that you couldn't be doing that if you were like you have so much more time before work because you're not getting ready for work and driving to work.
Yeah, I have more time before work.
At lunchtime,
I was about to say
on
my lunch break, I can just work out.
Right.
And then eat while
you're
up in my bedroom working.
Right.
So I definitely have improved health wise this year. Which
and
you
were in so much pain before because of sitting the way you were sitting. We were trying to get you like the ergonomic setup, and now you're just like, I'm just going to stand.
Well, yeah, that was a big thing too. That's not one of the biggest moments this year.
He gets
so
to
far.
stand.
I get to stand.
My biggest moment.
But man, if you work at an office or you are in some type of a computer job, see if there's some way to get one of those like desk risers so you can stand and work, because that's done like so much for my back. And I mean, you get tired.
Yeah.
Like I
But it's
definitely
like a workout at your desk
right.
all day long.
Yeah. I forget what they said. There's like this one workout guy that I listened to one time, and he was like talking about how many calories you burn by standing,
Yeah, so that's why I feel like my life here is a workout.
because you're
That's
just standing all
That's
day.
why I feel like I don't really need to actually work out.
That's a bad excuse. She's just trying to get out of
I
working out.
stand almost all day long, or I'm running after kids, picking up kids, or I'm scrubbing things, and
You
that
still need to work out.
that takes a lot of work.
You still need to work out.
Okay. Okay.
It's still good for you.
Yeah, that's true. I'm trying to find a way
The
to get
average
out of
of
it.
7 minutes. That average of 7 minutes a
More
week
like
that you're
3
doing
or
right
4
now.
minutes.
Yeah.
Actually, this week I was gonna do 2 workouts on, what was it, Friday, because I hadn't done any yet. But then my app like hadn't updated to the next week yet, and so then I just didn't do it.
There's a button that says workout anyway.
I saw that, but I didn't know which one to pick. It was overwhelming.
Oh my gosh. Any workout would have been better.
Well, it's the app's fault. I know it's not the app's fault.
That's
I was
okay.
very tired.
You
And
do work. You do work a lot.
That discouraged me quite a bit, and I was just like, whatever, I'm not going to do it then.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. What would you like to change about yourself?
Well, going back to question 1, I'd like to not be as angry.
That's true, yeah.
I'd like to be less frustrated with my kids,
That's true.
which is something that we're working on right now.
We are working on that.
We're trying to like not respond
Yes.
in anger, react in anger.
We're trying to respond.
Yeah, we're trying to respond in love and teach
Yes.
before we punish,
Mhm.
which is really difficult.
Yeah.
It's really hard when like you catch your son like smacking his sister in the face, or you catch your other son kicking his brother in the face,
Yeah.
and you're
After
just
you
like,
were like, please stop it,
yeah.
and they just keep going. Then you have to run over and intervene. Oh yeah.
So it's hard not to react,
Yeah.
but we're getting better at it.
We are. With God's grace,
But-
we're gonna figure it out.
Yeah, I guess that would actually be. I was joking, but I think that would actually be something that I would love to change this year.
Yeah.
Is really like kind of get a grip on, like sort of conquer that emotion.
Yeah.
And really just, I think I'll feel better about myself.
Mhm.
Just being able to know that even if I don't see results in the
Right.
kids right away,
Right.
or in our marriage, or
Right.
wherever, like at least I'll have some peace,
Yes.
some
yes.
internal peace that I'm trying, that I've am
I
doing the best I can.
I agree. I mean, like, you read that question and like to your head, I have so many things that like I could want to change, but then I'm like, those are things that like God made me that way, so like I
Right.
shouldn't want to change those things. So I would say I'm with you actually. Well, here we go. To change it up a bit, if I could, I would love to have just more wisdom
Okay.
to be able to deal with these situations, and not like to be able to respond. Like if I just had instant wisdom, like I know what to do right now,
Right.
then that would be really helpful. I think that's probably the most frustrating thing for me. Not only am I frustrated with the situation and the child, I don't know exactly what to do.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like addressing the issue, and I'm like,
So you want to learn more.
I want to learn
Kinda
more.
have like, yeah, I mean, that's
like-
huge. I think that would probably be a tactic to dealing with with anger and frustration, is to kind of like play those situations out before they happen and kind of say, okay, when this happens, this is my response.
Right.
Like, when this happens, this is what I'm going to say. When this happens,
Yeah.
First I'm going to do this, then I'm going to,
Right.
I think like that would be super helpful.
Yeah.
And if we could have, I love what you've been doing with the kids, like before you punish them in any way for something that they've done, you'll like take them aside calmly, you'll like sit down, talk to them, explain like, this is why that was bad. Poking your sister's eyeball out is bad. But yeah, I mean, so I think that's an awesome goal to go for.
That's the goal. That's my goal.
And with that, like with what I was saying too, just having like those conversations planned.
Yeah.
So you're like, all right, and here's why. Here's like a life lesson that I can teach you right now.
Right.
So like, yes, you did something wrong, but we're gonna turn this into a teaching moment.
Right.
Like that's productive.
Right.
Because I mean that's like the whole point of parenting. Like, and it's really hard to remember that sometimes.
It's hard to remember that because you think that when you tell them that now they know it.
Yeah.
But they don't.
Right.
They
you have to
still
do
don't.
it like. Yeah, that's something that we've definitely found out is that you have to do it over and over and over
and like,
again.
I still don't know when they'll know.
Right. Well, and that's the thing. You've said that before. You're like, they might not know, like, for a while. They may not know or fully grasp what you're trying to teach them.
Right.
It's
true.
Oh, yeah. But that's good.
That's my answer. It's good. Hopefully we can get that. What motivates you to get up every morning?
What motivates you, Britt?
What motivates me to get up every morning? I have to take care of my children. My husband has to work soon.
What motivates you? Exactly. What motivates you is either obligation,
guilt. My husband's been up with the kids for quite a while now.
Or guilt. That's usually when you come downstairs, it's just like, I'm sorry. Sorry. Thank you for feeding the kids and taking care of them.
Yeah, I like.
But that doesn't embarrass me though, because I want to
my-
make sure that you get sleep. Because a well-slept Brittany is a better Brittany.
A happier wife.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
What motivates me to get out of bed in the morning? Probably productivity.
Yeah.
I want to make sure I'm like getting something done. Not missing something. There are some mornings though that I don't have that it is obligation.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I really hate getting up in the morning.
Yeah, it's a terrible question.
We're not well, you're pretty motivated. I used to get up early.
Did you?
I just have to say, I used to get up early and I'd have my quiet time and I had a lot of time to just be before school or work. And then I had children. And now I want to be in bed. All the time. Oh, yeah. But I just have to put that out there that I used to actually get out of bed at an earlier time on purpose. If you could do anything for the rest of your life, what would that be? Ooh. If you could do anything for the rest of your life, what would that be? Oh, boy. I feel like...
I mean, I'd be doing this.
You'd be doing this?
Yeah. I mean, I'd be doing, like, all of Laud and Lungs. Like, I'd be doing the music side. I'd be doing the podcast. I'd be doing YouTube shows. Probably expand the YouTube shows and do different segments and
That's cool.
Things like that.
It's such
Yeah.
okay. So I would love to hear what other people think about this, but like, I feel like I was a weird kid. Like I never, maybe it's my personality, but like I feel like I've never let myself just be like, this is what I want to do, and I'm gonna go after it. Like I feel like
Did you ever like want to be something as a kid? Like, did you ever want to be like, I want to be a fireman?
no.
Really?
Like
Not like I want to be a princess.
maybe like when I was really little I had
Yeah.
like those ideas, and then
But nothing like.
as I got older I just started to feel the pressure of like you need to figure out what you want to do with the rest of your life. So then it's just pressure. Okay. And then once I got old enough that I actually had to make that decision, then I was just like, well, I hate school. So how little school can I get for the best job? And then from there you have your options, and then you pick the best out of those options. And then once I
Horrible.
then once
So bad.
once I met you, and
You picked something though that you were good at though.
yeah, like
You definitely.
yeah.
Thankfully, it was something that you were
Right.
skilled in.
I knew I could do that, well.
Yeah.
But like, I think it wasn't until I met you that, I started thinking more of like, just what do I enjoy to do?
Right.
So anyway, this question's hard because I never was like. Anyway, well, to finish that, I feel like now I'm basically like, what does the Lord want me to do? And I'm going to go after that with all my might.
Right.
But I guess if I could just change everything and it was within God's will, I would want to just write music and sing music and teach people about the Lord through it. That's what I would want to do.
Cool. I like that. We should be doing that. Oh, she does do that. Like, I have to say, and this is not like a husband shout out or anything like that, but like she writes really good music. Like I used to write music, and then I basically just stopped because Britt wrote better music.
And not true. You have some good songs, baby.
I did, but you work at it like a craft. Like you're constantly sitting on the floor in the dining room with your guitar working out a new melody, and you're singing it around the house all the time. It's always a new JC, I need to show you a new song. Oh my gosh. You just wrote one yesterday. And my biggest struggle is, so I'm the producer, so I'm trying to like get arrangements for these songs, start to get some scratch tracks together so we can start recording these songs. But she's writing a song a day. So I'm like,
that's an exaggeration, but
you write, sometimes you'll have like a good 4-song week.
That's true. That is true.
Yeah. That's a lot of songs. But nah, and
it wanes and waxes.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I would want to do.
Okay. I like it. And I'm kind of like sitting here, so my personality is always on the side of, well, if that's what you would want to do, it's probably what you should do.
Right.
And I'm always like, and from a, and maybe this, I don't know if this is philosophical or if this is like a spiritual point, but like the world needs you to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not just you probably should do that because you might be happier in your life. You probably should do it because the world needs you to.
Right. Like, because it's a gift
like that's,
from the Lord.
See,
It'll
that's
bless
like
other people.
the main problem that I have with any of these government-based institutions or ideologies that, like a socialism or a communism or anything that sort of takes away agency from people. Because, like, I truly believe, like, I don't love all the aspects of capitalism.
Mm-hmm.
I like a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're doing this show tonight because capitalism. Yeah. Like, I was able to make enough money to get the equipment to figure out on the internet that was free to me how
To do this.
do this.
Yeah.
That's capitalism. There was other capitalistic people that had YouTube videos that showed me how to set up a live stream. There was
Right.
anyways, I don't like anything that takes away agency, because I truly believe our greatest asset in this world is ourselves. And if everyone was using and giving of themselves to be consumed, this world would be incredible.
And that's biblical.
You know, okay, so maybe it's more of a spiritual point.
That's biblical because God, he has gifted us with all of these various talents to bless other people.
Right.
And while we use it, it's a blessing to us, but it is to bless everyone around us. If we all used our giftings to the maximum like capacity, we'd just be booming with
amazingness.
And
if it looked, and it doesn't have to look like something that is serving others in a typical way.
Right.
Like, I was just listening to an interview. I didn't listen to all of it, but like, just came to my mind. There was like this girl who was a pretty well known rock climber, and like she knew from like a young age. She was like climbing like a rock wall in Colorado, and she just knew, like, I can see myself doing this for the rest of my life.
Wow.
Like,
that's pretty cool.
as a kid.
That's cool.
And then her parents got her into like a rock climbing club or whatever, and then she was off.
Right.
You know, and now I think like her newest feat was like she scaled like one of the hardest routes on El Capitan in like under 24 hours.
What?
Yeah. So like usually, if you don't know anything about this, El Capitan is like this huge rock wall. I think in Yosemite. I think it's in Yosemite National Park, but
I feel like did we watch another guy?
well, yeah,
climb
Alex.
That's why I think.
I can't remember his name now. Oh, that's gonna bug me.
Was that
Alex something, but Free Solo is the name of the documentary. It's like a National Geographic's documentary.
Yeah, that's
but
an intense climb.
He free soloed a route up that wall, and free solo means no ropes. You just climb. So he didn't do one of the hardest routes. She did one of the hardest routes that usually takes people like 6 days to get up the wall, and she did it in 24 hours.
Like, how did she do that at night?
Well, no, yeah, I guess it would be at night. A lot of planning. I mean, she wasn't free soloing.
That's just insane. It's just so insane to me.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to love it. You have to be great at it, because
Yeah.
I would never, ever even want to do that if you paid me.
No. No. Not at all. But that was a weird tangent. But my whole point in that was she is doing rock climbing, but at the same time she's inspiring, I'm sure, thousands of people.
Because people are watching her.
Yeah, people are like, they're following her feats of strength and endurance, and maybe it'll inspire them to do something completely different but equally as awesome
It's
in
almost
their life.
It's almost like what
just because she stayed true to like something she loved.
Yeah.
And like that's really where it's at.
Yeah.
What were you saying? I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was interrupting you anyway. But I was thinking, like, it's just like what we talked about with, like, is there anyone you look up to? I'm sure people look up to her.
Yeah.
Whether they're rock climbers or they're like, wow, she really did this hard thing. I can do this. I can do whatever it is.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, I'm sure.
But
I'm sure.
But yeah, no, that's a good point.
Do what you want.
Yeah.
Do what you want. It's probably best. That could be a really dangerous statement.
Yeah. Make sure that
do what you want.
That's benefit.
That you know that you should be doing.
Not harming others.
Yes, that doesn't harm others or yourself.
Yeah.
Disclaimer.
Yes. What in the world? Okay, we got to do this because it's so weird.
Oh,
if you had the option of adopting a baby fox
what?
or a baby koala, which one would you choose?
Fox. I've heard koalas are really mean.
Oh.
Like if you, I guess, so they eat only eucalyptus.
Really?
Yeah, they only eat eucalyptus, and I think eucalyptus, like broken down, like when it's chewed and mixed with saliva and things like that, is like a numbing agent.
Oh.
Like so it calms them. So it's almost like it's like a natural drug,
Oh.
and they're basically just in.
So it
this,
doesn't actually make your like inside of your mouth numb. It's
no,
like
more like a neurological numbing.
Oh.
Yeah.
So they're like drug addicts.
Yes.
They're like little teddy bear drug
Yes.
addicts.
I heard. No, I don't know if this is scientific. I heard it in like an interview with like a guy that was like got to hold like a koala in
Yeah.
Australia, and he was like, when they didn't have eucalyptus in their hands and they weren't eating eucalyptus, like, because I think they're bears.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
So like
I don't know.
the bear starts to come out.
Oh boy.
Like, can you imagine like a koala? Like I've seen scary pictures that I don't know are real or
Yeah.
not, of like koalas
my.
like angry, or like rabid koalas and
That's
stuff.
freaky.
Yeah. So no, I'm not gonna do.
Well-
I'm not gonna do the koala.
So that's an easy decision now that I know all the facts.
Yeah. Well, I just
Do
convinced
your
you of it.
research before you adopt a pet.
Now, foxes also are terrible creatures. Foxes kill anything.
Really?
They will kill all your chickens in the chicken coop.
Oh, I can believe that.
They will, they'll go after your pets.
Right. You
Like
can't
if you have
other
small
pets.
dogs or if you have cats, they'll eat them.
Right. Right.
They're buggers. They're not as bad as, because they're not as big as like a coyote
Right.
or something. But like,
I feel like it'd be hard to. How would you train a fox? That would be.
yeah, I don't know if
hard.
you could.
But anyway, I would pick the fox.
Okay,
Pick the fox. But we're not getting a
it's
pet.
worth a try. Yeah.
We're not getting any pets right now. If you had to be on a reality TV show, which one would you choose? Oh, I don't watch reality shows. I don't like reality TV shows.
Yeah, I was about to say that sounds awful. Any of them. I would want to do Ninja Warrior.
Oh yeah, that would be fun.
That'd be fun. I would fail at it.
Yeah.
Maybe not. I don't know.
I mean, you would
It'd be
do
fun
better,
to try.
You would do better than me. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with what you said.
I was gonna say, like at first, the cool thing would be that Alone series.
Oh no,
So
I could not do that.
yeah, I couldn't either. So that's why I changed. But it would be fun. It would be fun. Like
The idea of it is fun.
right, the idea of it's fun. If I had more outdoorsy skills, it would be cool.
That would be awful.
But
I would die. I mean, I would give up.
yeah.
Right
So
away.
the premise of Alone, if you don't know, is basically they drop all of these contestants off at like different points in like, I don't know, it could be like Alaska, like some remote part of Alaska, and they just drop people off far enough apart that like they would never meet each other. And then you're basically, it's the last person to survive out there. So like these people could live out there for like a year. And
you never know. You never
don't-
know.
yeah,
When
you don't-
you just go last as long as you can, and hoping that you outlast.
everyone else.
So even once, like, let's say you are the winner, like everyone else gave up. They don't
Yeah.
tell you, right? Or
No,
do
no, they tell you.
or they tell you.
Yeah, no.
So wait, so you could be there for like a year, but if no one has told you yet, you need to keep going.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize.
Yeah, no. As soon as the last person checks out, they'll come for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would be like, that would really play mind
Although-
games with you.
Although the one season that I watched, it was like a day or a day and a half or two or something, went because of like weather
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Oh
So
my
like
goodness.
the guy that won was like still in the middle of like his normal routine.
Yeah.
and then he saw like
People
these
coming.
people coming through the woods, and he's like, "What?"
How long was that then for him?
Oh man, I don't know. It wasn't a year. It wasn't a year for that season.
Yeah.
It was a long time though. I mean, winter had come early
I can't
in
do
that
it.
show. So I mean, they were dealing with snow. The guy that won was dealing with wolverines. Yeah, he actually trapped a wolverine and killed it cuz it was like eating his food.
Oh, I think I saw that. I didn't watch it all with you, but I saw that one show.
Yeah.
He like killed it. He was
Yeah.
like super brave.
Those things
Yeah,
are
no, I
nasty.
couldn't do that. I couldn't do that. One, because I'm a wimp. Well, no, I don't know if I had to. No, I wouldn't do it. I just wouldn't do it. If I was actually, this is what I always say. If I was actually in the wilderness, real life, like had to survive or I would die, that's a different story. Like I would make it work
Yeah.
to the best of my ability, or I would die. But like I would never want to put myself in that situation. I would miss you so much, and I couldn't do that. And I would probably just
Well, that was
pass
a
out from hunger.
huge part of that show was that you knew, like, especially me after watching it for a certain amount of episodes, when like someone literally you could tell who was gonna drop out by like stuff they would say.
Yeah.
Like if a guy was talking about, like, started talking about his wife, you were like, you're done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like literally, you had to like, the guy that won just
Didn't think
turned it
about-
off. Like
yeah.
he was not thinking about his family. Like
You almost
or
have to.
Or if he did, he would talk about them in this like really happy way, like where he was always like positive about those thoughts,
Right. Right.
you know, because like, and that's another aspect of the show that's awful, is that they had to carry around cameras and film everything they did.
Yeah, because no one's there with them filming them. So.
Right. They have no film crew. So like they had to film themselves hunting, fishing,
Oh, and see, I would hate that too. 'cause
chopping wood.
I don't.
You know,
I
they
don't
had
do
to
good with
like,
that.
and they were like obligated to send, I don't know, like a good 8 hours of footage every day.
Oh goodness.
Yeah. Or take 8 hours of footage every day, whatever
I
that
wouldn't
is.
be an interesting watch. I'd probably just put my phone like somewhere and be like, whatever. They can just watch me. I'm
Yeah,
not
they
gonna
would
t-
probably
I'm not-
kick you off.
I'm not going to talk to the camera.
But eventually, the eye becomes
Your friend.
your
maybe.
friend, and you just look at that eye.
That's true. Maybe that's what keeps you like not lonely.
Yeah.
You just-
Oh,
You just
Totally.
like talk to
There was-
it because you know people are
there
watching.
were some
you.
people, especially as the show went on, that would just, they would talk to themselves, they would talk to the camera, they would talk to like
Everything.
their just everything.
Well, I can see that you have to do that because you're so alone.
Yeah.
Oh,
Good show.
goodness. Okay.
Good show.
All right.
All right, let's do some rapid fires.
All right. If you could live anywhere in the world for a year, where would it be? New Zealand.
New Zealand.
Okay.
Next.
What was the memorable toy you played with from when you were little?
I had a White Ranger power sword that had
Oh,
the
yeah.
white saber-toothed tiger on the top of it.
cool.
And like you would press it and it would like make the Power Ranger
That is
whatever
pretty
singing
cool.
thing.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm just not good with this stuff. I can't remember.
What was your favorite toy?
I didn't have I liked crafts.
So boring.
I didn't have a favorite
So
toy. I liked
boring.
to create things. I could like to create things. I would sew things. I would make jewelry. I would make anything that I was kind of like Brom. Just take the most random things and make something out of it. It could have been a piece of junk, but I would make
I
something
mean, that's
out of it.
fun. That is fun.
But I don't
It's not a cool toy though.
I don't remember like having like a super favorite toy. Isn't that bad? I remember this one toy that I had. It was like this thing that we got at like McDonald's or something. At like Burger
No, it's
King.
completely normal, Britt. No aspirations, no toys. I married a psycho.
And it was it was like this weird. Okay, so it was like
I'm
this
gonna
little.
be murdered in my sleep
It
tonight.
was this top thing, and like they don't make cool toys like this at fast food places anymore. And there was like this plastic thing in it, and you would like pull it out really
Oh, yeah,
fast,
yeah.
and it would like spin and light up.
Yeah.
And I just thought that was the coolest thing.
No, that is cool. Well, that came back. There was kids a little older than Brahm, have been playing with some type of tops thing that's very similar to
Yeah.
that.
But
it's
there
like
was something
it was
about
like
it.
battle and stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
There was
But no, I
something
know-
about it being from a fast food place that we thought was so cool, me and my brother. Because we were like, this came out of like our bag. Like no one bought it for us, even though someone bought the food
Yeah.
that it came in. But it was just, I don't know, there was something really special
Fast
about
food
it
toys
from
have
there.
gone downhill a lot. I mean, I don't go to fast food as much because I can't really eat from there anymore. But like, yeah, they used to have like movie toys. Like you would, like when a movie was coming out, you would go to the restaurant that had the best
right.
toys for that. So if Star Wars was coming out, you would go to the place that had Star Wars collectible. All right, I think we're back. Sorry about that.
I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. The whole program just shut down.
Are we?
Is everything back on? The mics are good.
Can people hear us?
It looks good. Okay.
All right. So.
Well, that was interesting.
That was interesting. All right. So should we just
Couple
do
more.
a few more?
Yeah.
So how many bones have you broken? 3.
I think just 3. These 3.
Those 3 fingers.
Yeah.
Oh my! Wait, how did you do that again? When you fell off a bike?
No.
Fell off something.
So I was rollerblading down a newly paved road at my grandparents' house with my dog pulling me, and a squirrel ran across the road, and my dog went bloop, and I don't remember which hand I was holding the leash in, but I just went like full circle and just fell like straight on my hands. Like I did like a 180 like in the air.
Oh my goodness.
And then I came down on my fingers and they were all going in like different directions and stuff.
So that's funny. I never heard that whole story. I always heard like that.
That's because it's embarrassing.
That's awful.
It's so bad. Yeah. And you know what's really funny about that was we were going to Disney that year.
That's
like
so,
that I don't know if
always-
it was in like the fall or not fall, but like late summer. So like it was like midsummer that I broke my fingers. So I had to go to Disney that year. I think I was
stuff on
12
your hand.
with a cast on my hand.
That was like my brother. He
Yeah.
broke his arm the week before Disney.
Yeah. And then so the worst part about that though, the break wasn't too bad. I got wrapped up and then I had to go to an orthopedic doctor.
Mm-hmm.
And the only way that he could fix my fingers was to re-break them. And he couldn't.
But wait, that was that day, right?
No, this was a while after.
Wait, why didn't they fix it the first time?
I don't know. I don't remember. Like at the hospital, I don't think they were skilled enough to do it at the hospital. So like they wrapped it up just to protect it. But then they, uh-oh. Wait, hold on. Okay, we're still live. Sorry. Yeah, they wrapped it up to protect it, but then they wanted me to go to an orthopedic doctor to actually have it.
How much later was that
assessed.
though?
I don't remember.
Oh, that's awful. That's
It was
so awful.
it was like a couple days after at least.
Oh. No,
But yeah,
no,
so he had to
no,
like
no,
he had to
no,
pull out each finger. He had to like pull it out of its socket again to like retwist it and put it back into place and then push it back in. And then he had to do that again and again. Yeah.
That's awful, baby.
That was good. It was good times. You haven't broken anything, right?
Yeah, I've been very, very, very blessed. Praise you, Jesus. Thank you. Yep. So I've gotten hurt, but
it's not bad though. 3 fingers. Like I know people that have broken so many different bones. 3 fingers is not bad.
yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Luckily, I haven't broken any bones.
Yeah.
I thought I might have broken something that just this past summer when I fell really hard, but luckily I didn't.
Yeah,
So we already talked about that, kind of.
2 more.
what do you hope to achieve by 50? Oh, goodness.
World domination. No, I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want that for all the money in the world, which I guess I would have, right? I want. I guess is like everybody tells you like you want to get to the end of your life and you want to have lived it.
Yeah.
So I guess that's my answer. Like when I get to 50, I want to look back and be like, I lived my life.
Yeah.
Like I did stuff
Right.
that I wanted to do.
I feel like we have to define that. I mean, maybe not right now because we don't have time, but like, what does that mean? Because that could mean so many different things.
Yeah. But you know what? I don't know if you can really define it because everybody wants to like do life plans and everybody wants to kind of map out the next 5 years, the next 10 years, the next whatever.
You almost have to like make principles. What principles are, that you want to live by, so that when you get to that age, you can say, "I've done the best I can." Like I've lived.
No,
you know where
yeah,
you can
I don't
say,
have any problem with that and like sort of having a vision for the future, but then at the same time, like life happens,
right,
and things change, and sometimes those changes lead to things that you never could have foreseen, but like.
Right.
Are so much better than you ever could have imagined.
Right.
You know, like you couldn't have vision planned for I don't know. So let's say like down the road I run into like some like opportunity to serve in Africa.
Right.
Right now I don't have any like vision for that in my life.
Right.
Like I don't really have any like, man, I really need to go to Africa. Like, you know.
Right.
I would love to go to Africa. I would love to like serve some of the people there. I would love to do something like that, but like right now it's not like
that's not something in your head. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But maybe an opportunity will present itself 20 years from now.
And then you
And I'm
decide
like,
then.
That's it.
I think so. This one, I think it was like the devotional we did last year or something, like the Bible plan. In 1 year, the guy would always say, I think it was this guy, like the rocking chair test, where like you imagine yourself, like, so as you live your life, every decision, or not every decision, but like bigger decisions, you can like just sit back, like think of yourself older sitting on your rocking chair. Like, will you be happy with the choice you made?
Yep.
Like, will you, like, how will you think of it then? And like kind of take yourself out of it a little bit to see like, how will I feel about this when I'm older?
Yeah.
And I like that. That's I would say that's how I want to live my life, like. And maybe I want to pursue more of the like the music things, like to actually say that I gave that a go or whatever. But I want to be able to say I'm older and say, yeah, like I'm happy with the choices I made, with what came at me.
I don't think it's bad to leave a legacy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think it's bad to look back and like have like a repertoire of like all the things you accomplished and did and gave to the world.
Right. I think that's a good thing. Okay, so I guess last question, right? You said 2 more?
Yeah, last one.
What do you fear about getting older? I think I fear being a burden to other people.
Yeah, that's
like,
a good one. Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm not in fear right now about it, but I wouldn't want that to happen. Like, when I get older, I wouldn't want to be a burden to people. Like, I want to be able to take care of myself so that I'm not, like, annoying to everyone around me.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would probably be mine.
Yeah, that would be good. I don't know. I think all of my fear of the future is the same as my fear of the present right now, and
Which
that's
is?
like not. And we talk about this in a lot of different podcasts and live sessions, but just fear of like not going for it. You know, I don't want to get to the end of my life and think that I didn't pursue my dreams, didn't give to the world everything that I had inside of me, and didn't really didn't go for it.
Right.
So, and that's my fear now. So I'm sort of projecting it on 50-year-old self.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's good.
So we're done. Yeah. All right. So everybody that watch this or will watch this in the future, thanks for tuning in to what is this now? This is number 4. That's cool.
Yeah, that is.
I've already done 4 of these.
Doesn't feel like that.
It doesn't feel like that. I've just kind of made it a part of our Saturday evening routine.
Yep.
So that's kind of fun though. So we'll see how it goes. We got to get some more people on here.
Mm-hmm.
That way I want to interact a little more with people. So if you know anybody, tell them about this show. We'll keep doing the Saturday. Maybe we'll do a different day as well in the future. But right now it's Saturdays. And yeah. All right. Let me figure out how to end this.
We're still learning.
Yeah, we're still learning all of this stuff and doing it ourselves. I'm producing and talking and
Turning
being
it on
tired and all of that. But anyways, if you feel so inclined, you can like this video. If you also feel so inclined, you can share this video. And also you could subscribe and you can hit the notification bell. It's always great. You'll be able to see when we go live on Saturdays or any other day. And you'll be able to see when we have new videos up. So, all right, guys, take care.